Hello, this is Kara from Kara Tarot with a general reading for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. I'm reading today with the Odyssean Tarot. This is a deck by Welkin. And this is my first time working with this deck, so we'll see how this goes. Partially because of that, I'm going to use a spread that I'm very familiar with, Ed Buryn's fourfold vision spread from the guidebook to the William Blake Tarot. And this is it's already been pretty well shuffled, but I'll go ahead and shuffle it a little more. This is a larger deck than others. And this requires 5 cards, so I think I'll just do it like this. I'll just pick them this, well, didn't really have enough room there, did I? One, two, 3, 4. When a card pops up towards your hand, you just kind of know that that's the card. So this is the topic card in this layout. I may have to put these a little tight. I'll just have to move that. So this is the High Priestess card in this deck. This is Persephone with the pomegranate in her hands, and I guess the dog's guarding Hades. But she's definitely here in the midst of, it looks like a fruitful period, so that's probably summer. She's looking pensive, as if she's going to have to go back soon. But this is about with the typical meanings of the High Priestess: mystery, intuitive knowing, a deeper understanding. And this would be also by making her Persephone, an understanding of both sides, an understanding of the darkness and the light, an understanding of eternity and finiteness. So it's a really large scale topic for just a one-day reading, but we'll see where this goes. So the superficial view of this card is the Empress. And this is the feminine power in all of its attributes. And maternal power, beauty, sweetness. Certainly we can see that in Persephone, and Persephone was the queen in the myths. She was the queen of Hades. And so the Empress this is also about stepping into your leadership. So from a superficial view, you could just see this as today. This is about your leadership and doing so in a fully warm and maternal and feminine way, filled with beauty. But also a seriousness of purpose. So both of these look quite serious. Now, the second card in this layout is a card that is speaking to a more complex view of the topic card. This is the Ace of Earth, or the Ace of Stone in this deck, and this is representing Zeus, an interesting representation of Zeus and Hera. Hera that he turned into a cow. So let's just start with the Ace of Earth. The Ace of Earth is about new prospects, fertility, material gain, but then we also have this maternal aspect of the cow again. So we're getting a lot of maternal messages today. Even this is enforced maternal aspects. It's also because a cow, serenity, pastoral, placidity, a cash cow, security, stability, hitting the bullseye. So all of these ideas about cows and sayings about cows enter into the meaning of this card. And this, of course, is an ace, so it is a spark. It's the beginning of new prospects. And these, of course, are very wonderful material prospects. This is generally considered to be the most materially prosperous of all of the aces. So here we have an Empress, the Queen, part-time Queen, Empress, and a cash cow. So on a deeper meaning here, we have all of these leadership figures and material leadership. So that's something you'll be wanting to keep in mind today. In this layout, the next card is a qualifier for this card. It's giving you more details about this card. And this is the Strength card. Have the Owl of Wisdom for strength, the lion calmly lying at her feet, and Medusa's head on the shield. All of these, and of course, a sword. All of these symbols of strength, again, female strength. So if this is not you, you're going to be encountering a very powerful woman who has a great deal to say about the situation you're in, a transitional period that you are in. This is the goddess Athena. Now, it does not specify which Athena. Pallas Athena is usually the goddess of protection of the home and hearth. But here they're saying the goddess of wisdom, cleverness, and warfare, handicrafts, classical learning. So that is, Athena Nike. I think that's the name of that Athena. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know. This is the other Athena. Of course, they're both aspects of the same goddess, Athena. So all of the aspects of strength, internal and external, are wrapped up in her. Courage, cultivation, knowledge, edification, even balance to some degree, because she is also an enforcer of justice, um, warring if necessary, confidence, compassion, taming, all of these. And then you add an image of Medusa to this, and you have really a fearsome symbol of the strength of women. So we effectively have, okay, so far we have 4 really strong women in this reading. And the final card in this spread is supposed to be the God's eye view, or seeing it from afar, having a really good overview of the situation. Oh, interesting that now we get a male. That's interesting. And this is the King of Fire. I'm pretty sure that's the King of Fire. And yes, this is Ares, the god of war. So we have 2 warriors here. And he is one of the most bloodthirsty of the Greek gods as well. So he's not just a god of war. And he's not just the normal King of Swords who would rush in and be ready to do battle before he has the lay of the land, before he knows what's going on. But here, Ares was disliked by most of the other gods because of his nature, his warrior nature. Fascinating that we have these 4 really strong women. This one on the cusp of movement and looking towards the future is this King of War. I'm being backed up here by strength, a very strong woman. So it looks, I would say, today's going to be a difficult day, a day that's going to require decisions. You may be feeling kind of in between 2 particular issues or 2 places, kind of a little bit torn. It's going to take your placidity, you're able to be placid and calm and take things in before you act. You want to be the antithesis of him, because you're getting all of these messages. This is female strength. Female strength is what you need today. This is, this may be how your actions are viewed regardless. They may be viewed as unnecessary and overcompensating and overreacting. And that's why you're going to need all of this. That's why you're going to need this internal, intuitive knowledge backed up by a very calm centeredness, internal, with a full knowledge of your caring, the depth of your caring, the depth of your willingness to see the viewpoint of other people coalesced through strength. And we all know, if you're a woman who is this strong, you're going to be viewed as irrational and angry, and that's just, we know that that's how that goes. So just be prepared you're going to have your own strength inside to know that you're not being that guy. You may be being her, which would be as fearsome, if not more so. But at least you'll have your inner knowledge, that you will have the knowledge and the ability to explain a bit more about why you're reacting the way you are. You can't allow yourself, and in some respects, it's interesting to have Persephone as the topic card for this, because she was, in some respects, a pawn between 2 people fighting over her, and maybe that's the situation you're going to find yourself in, is between 2 people that are important to you fighting over you, but that's important for you to recognize and to step into your power. And one of the ways that you'll do that here is by transforming. This is a card of transformation as well as new beginnings. It's being willing to transform yourself to be almost unrecognizable, to be able to protect yourself. Because while Hera was in this condition, Hera was protected from Zeus. So I can already tell I'm going to greatly enjoy working with this deck because of all of the layers. We have the normal meanings of the cards, and then we have these the Greek gods added into it. So that's a lovely lovely thing to work with. And I am going to add an oracle card. I'm using the oracle cards, the Be Not Afraid, Biblically Accurate Angels Oracle. And this, after a very good shuffling, I got the very last one in the deck. Where do I want to put him? Let's put him here. Zadkiel. His name, Zadkiel, means the righteousness of God, and he is considered the patron angel of those who seek forgiveness and to be forgiven. And I'll just read what it says. They emanate as a light of mercy for those wrestling in the aftermath of their decisions, offering divine pardon for human frailty and healing through reconciliation. Zadkiel is associated with the biblical parable of Abraham being tasked with sacrificing his son, Isaac, as a test of faith, stopping him before he could carry out the act. The dagger of Zadkiel represents not only the story, but also the ability to cut through that which cloaks your vision and causes actions that are not aligned with your highest self. So just an interesting additional information for this today. Forgiveness and wanting to be forgived. So you know that may also factor into this dynamic that could be going on today. And the ability to cut through and not respond in this manner, but respond in the manner of your highest self. I hope that was meaningful for you today, and if not meaningful, I hope it was just interesting. It certainly was for me. I don't particularly have a situation like that I can think of coming up, but it definitely has been fascinating, and I look forward to spending more time with this deck this week, the Odyssean Tarot. And Be Not Afraid, Biblically Accurate Angels Oracle. This is Kara from Kara Tarot. Thank you.